from Red Zone Weather in Bruton, Alabama, with meteorologist Spinks Meganson. Live hurricane coverage starts right now.
A new tornado warning has just been issued for parts of Escambia County, Florida, and Baldwin County, Alabama. This possible tornado is down around the Pensacola metro right now, lifting off to the northwest. Good Sunday morning to you. I'm meteorologist Spinks Meganson. This is the second tornado warning that we have had this morning, and this is for a highly populated part of northwest Florida, including areas near the Pensacola, Florida metro area and points just to the north of there. Let's go ahead and zoom in and look at this possible tornado, because we are tracking a possible tornado that is currently very near the community of Gonzales and also at Pine Forest. This tornado warning is going to be valid until 9:30 a.m. So again, a tornado warning until 9:30 a.m. for much of Escambia County in Florida. Again, just getting this message out in our emergency alert system. Bear with me, and then we're going to talk about exactly what you can expect in terms of this tornado warning. So again, our folks in northwest Florida and Escambia County just got an alert for this, a tornado warning. Possible tornado is lifting out of the Pensacola metro, and this possible tornado is going to be coming into areas near Cantonment and also areas out here near Bellevue and Beulah over the next 5 minutes. So again, if you're at Bellevue, Beulah, Cantonment, you need to be in a safe place. This is a tornado warning that's in effect until 9:30 a.m. due to a possible tornado located very near the community of Pine Forest and Inslee. If you're familiar with this area, the main drag-in through here is US Highway 29 right here. This is US Highway 29. This is going to be 9 Mile Road right here, which is US Highway 90, and then this is Interstate 10. So the possible tornado is right in through here, coming into areas near Cantonment. This is going to be near that large paper mill in Cantonment, or perhaps just to the west of there, out near Muskogee Road, right in through here over the next 5 minutes. Possible tornado now in southern Escambia County in Florida, lifting off to the northwest. Let's zoom out and show you the warning, because this is the only warning that we have on the board as of 8:46 a.m. Let's first tell you who's involved in this tornado warning and who's not. If you're at downtown Pensacola, you are not involved in this active tornado warning. Downtown Pensacola is okay. Possible tornado is now near or just north of Interstate 10, coming into areas near Cantonment and Gonzales. This tornado warning also does include areas near the rest area of Interstate 10, near Beulah and Bellevue out and through here. You've also got Pine Forest, areas near Tate High School. If you're at Tate High School, you are involved in this tornado warning. Anywhere within 5 miles of Tate High School in southern Escambia County, Florida, you need to be in your tornado safe place. Tornado moving just like that. And this is going to be approaching Baldwin County Highway 112 out here near Gateswood as well. If you're in Baldwin County, this does not include any part of the major population centers. Daphne, Fairhope, Gulf Shores, Orange Beach, Foley, Bay Minette. Those areas are not involved. In Baldwin County, this is specifically for Gateswood, out near County Highway 112 that runs between Bay Minette and Pensacola. Again, possible tornado is very near the community of Bellevue and Gonzales, right in through here on the north side of the Pensacola metro, lifting off to the northwest at about 40 miles per hour. And let's look at the reflectivity. I know you've got very heavy rain right now in the Pensacola metro, extending into areas out here towards NAS and Warrington. You've got areas near Davis Highway, Interstate 110 is right here, Home Depot, Sacred Heart Hospital. You've also got Baptist Hospital right in through here. Those areas that I just called out, the core of the Pensacola metro is not involved in this tornado warning. This is specifically for areas near Gonzales and also Pine Forest. And back up here, mainly on the north side of Interstate 10 is where your possible tornado is going to be, right here. Let's go back over to the velocity view, and we'll show you that your possible tornado is right here. So this basically is on top or very near Gonzales and Pine Forest, coming into areas near Cantonment. If you live within 5 miles of that large paper mill that's on the western side of US Highway 29, there at the intersection of Muskogee Road and US Highway 29 near Cantonment, I need you to be in a safe place. So just to repeat, if you live within 5 miles of the large paper mill at Cantonment, you need to be in a safe place. This possible tornado is going to be near your location in the next 5 minutes or so. Current time is 8:49 a.m. Let's go back over to LD2 and we'll put this into motion for you so that you can see. We had the tornado warning about 30 minutes ago for parts of southern Mobile County. That one is now gone. The tornado warning that was continued over here in Jackson County, Mississippi is now off the board. There is now no active warning for any part of Mobile County. So you're okay in Mobile County. Yes, you have some rain, but the warning is for Escambia, Florida, and also for the far eastern part of Baldwin County in Alabama. Let's go back over to LD2 because it's really hard to see exactly where the tornado is on reflectivity, and so we have to use velocity. And where you see this area of lighter green right in through here, that could be your possible tornado coming into areas out here near Cantonment. You've also got the community of Muskogee right here. This is Muskogee Road that comes ultimately out here towards County Highway 112. That darker line that you see right there is the state line between Alabama, Baldwin County over here, Escambia County, Florida here. And so this is the Perdido River that serves as the state line. If you live near the Perdido River, near Cantonment or Muskogee, or downwind of this at Barano Park, there's the bridge at Barano Park right here, you need to be in a safe place. This tornado warning does extend farther north as well, and this does include technically Walnut Hill. If you're at Walnut Hill, certainly keep an eye on this, and if you want to get in that tornado safe place, I think that's a good idea, but just know you've got about 15 minutes until this thing is near you at Walnut Hill. So you've got a little bit of time. Same thing at Gateswood. You got about 10 minutes until this thing is going to be on your doorstep downwind of this. This tornado warning does not include Brat. If you're at Brat, Burnville, Century, also areas near Bogey, McDavid, you are okay. This part of Escambia County, Florida is A-OK. Same thing at Davisville, south of Altenor. If you're at Davisville, this is not for you. The tornado warning starts basically at Walnut Hill and goes south. This does include areas just to the west of Molino, basically from that Tom Thumb gas station that sits at the intersection of Florida State Highway 97 and also US Highway 29. That Tom Thumb points back to the west, involved in the tornado warning. Again, a big chunk of Baldwin County Highway 112 from Bay Minette back down to Pensacola involved. Bay Minette, by the way, is not included in this tornado warning. Possible tornado is down here in the southern part of Escambia County, Florida, very near the community of Beulah, right in through here. This is Beulah, and if you're in the community of Beulah, you certainly need to be sheltered. This is now exited out of the Pensacola Metro, and this is coming into areas near Muskogee and Cantonment. Cantonment is here. Large paper mill on the west side of Highway 29 is right in through here. Muskogee Road is here. Can't be stressed enough. If you know someone that would be traveling at this point on a Sunday morning around 9 a.m. on Muskogee Road, call them, let them know they got to get off the road. You can't be in a car, you can't be in a mobile home, you've got to be in a well-built structure, as we could have a possible tornado moving in from the southeast, moving off to the northwest. Current time is 8:52 a.m. I'm meteorologist Spinks Megginson, joined alongside executive producer Bruce Thompson this morning. And we're getting an early start. Unfortunately, we've already had now 2 tornado warnings, and I see that we now have a new severe thunderstorm warning for parts of Gulf County, Florida. That includes Port St. Joe, the Cape, also areas near Indian Pass involved in a severe thunderstorm warning. But we are here to talk about this tornado warning due to the imminent threat of a possible tornado coming into areas near Beulah, Bellevue, which is right here. If you're familiar with this area, you know that there's a rest area on Interstate 10 just to the east of the Alabama-Florida state line, the Perdido River, that sits right in through there. If you're at that rest area, maybe you're a trucker and you pulled off, that's a good idea. Maybe you're driving eastbound on Interstate 10 this morning, coming into areas near Pensacola. You've got to pull over. There's a restaurant right in through here in Baldwin County called the Derailed Diner. Pull over at that exit. Get out. You can't go into this tornado warning. Same thing if you are driving westbound on Interstate 10. You need to pull over at one of the Pensacola exits, preferably one before you get out to areas near Highway 29, which is basically the main artery that serves Pensacola from north to south. And so again, no travel on Interstate 10 from the Alabama-Florida line at the rest area all the way back to US Highway 29, which is the main drag coming into Pensacola. Again, possible tornado is now very near Muskogee and Cantonment, and I tell you what, there may be kind of a back burner effect going on. Let's see if we have any word from the Weather Service, because what's happened here, this signature has kind of broadened out, as you can see here. We're looking for a couplet on radar. In other words, where the areas of green and red on this particular map come together. And it's concerning because we do see some indications that there could be more rotation developing back here near the Pensacola Metro and Pine Forest. And so I say that to say we are giving no one an all clear just yet. If you are at Inslee, if you're at Pine Forest, Gonzales, Cantonment, stay in that tornado safe place. Odds are, in a situation like this will end up likely being a brief spin up tornado. Odds are that will be the case, but we can't rule out impactful damage in a situation like this. And so we encourage everyone on the north side of the Pensacola Metro out here towards 9 Mile Road, Beulah, Bellevue, Pine Forest, and also Inslee to remain in that tornado safe place. Again, that was kind of the initial signature that prompted the warning, but what's happened here, it looks like you're getting more rotation developing now near Inslee. Again, if you're familiar with this area, this is 9 Mile Road, this is Interstate 10, this is US Highway 29. Right here, thinking about this area, you've got the large Walmart right there at Inslee. If you're at that Walmart or within, say, 3 miles of that Walmart, we want you in a safe place right now near Inslee on the northern side of the Pensacola Metro. Let's zoom out and show you the entirety of Pensacola, Florida. There is no tornado danger right now near downtown Pensacola. So again, if you're at downtown Pensacola or areas near Cordova Mall, Sacred Heart Hospital, areas near Scenic Highway on the eastern side of town, no issues in that part of Pensacola, Florida. The issues are on the north side of town, basically from the campus of UWF, West Florida, back to the west. This includes areas out here near Car City. You've also got areas near Pine Forest, Bellevue involved in this tornado warning. And I see they've actually clipped the polygon back. Bellevue sits right there. There are still churches in this area that have kind of a Bellevue branding per se. And so what we are calling is, if you're at Bellevue, Pine Forest, Gonzales, or areas near Muskogee Road, right in through here, stay in that tornado safe place. We'll be able to give you an all clear most likely in the next 10 minutes or so. This is not going to be a situation where you have to stay in your tornado hiding place for an hour or anything like that. But as a course of least regret, we would encourage you to remain in that tornado safe place for the next few minutes in those communities that I just called out. Getting a report from the Weather Service at a weather station site at Pensacola Beach, which is going to be obviously south of this tornado warning. Here's Santa Rosa County here. No warning for any part of Santa Rosa County at this point. This is Escambia County, Florida. This is Baldwin County in Alabama. Pensacola Beach is right here. And we just had a report from that weather station situated there in Pensacola Beach of a wind gust to 69 miles per hour. Again, just getting some data in from the Weather Service. Let's go back over to our live Doppler source. And again, this is a cell that continues to move to the northwest this morning. This tornado warning, we've been focusing heavily on where the tornado is on the northern side of the Pensacola Metro, but we also want to focus on Baldwin County because there is a portion of Baldwin County involved in this active tornado warning that includes areas near Gateswood. And so if you're at the community of Gateswood, we need you to be in a tornado safe place right now. And again, the main road in that area, it's a very rural part of Baldwin County. The main road that you see here involved in the tornado warning polygon is County Highway 112. All right, this is Highway 112, and if you live near Gateswood along County Highway 112, or perhaps you live closer to the Perdido River, you need to be in your tornado safe place right now. You need to be making your way there now and get there quickly, as this thing could really start racing off to the northwest just like that. Although there's kind of a caveat to that story because again, this circulation seems to be cycling somewhat down here in the southern part of Escambia County, Florida. I think if we put this into motion, we'll be able to give you a better idea of what is happening here. So just to kind of talk you through this, we'll back this up and show you this cell originated down here over the bay. It moved over Pensacola. Let's watch it. There it is. That's what prompted the warning. That has weakened. But the reason that the Weather Service is maintaining this tornado warning for areas near Gonzales and Cantonment and Muskogee Road in the southern part of Escambia County, Florida, is because what's happened, that first circulation right there has gone away, but then we've got a back burner circulation right there. And so this is moving just like that. And again, the Weather Service is certainly doing the right thing in keeping this tornado warning going for southern Escambia County, Florida, valid until 9:30 a.m. We are coming up in just a moment on the top of the hour. Let's go back over to LD2 for a moment while I sort of set the scene on this other graphic system so we can show you exactly what is happening in Hurricane Ida right now. And the situation with Ida, unfortunately, overnight really took a turn for the worst as the storm has really strengthened and become a powerful Category 4 hurricane. So here's what I want to do. Let's go back over to LD1, please, sir. Because it is now 10 a.m. in the east. It is 7 a.m. out west, and it is 9 a.m. here in South Alabama and Northwest Florida, where we are tracking powerful, dangerous Hurricane Ida. And obviously, we don't like getting into the hyperbole around here, but this is not hyperbole. For southeastern Louisiana, this is a dire situation. This is going to end up being one of the strongest hurricanes to ever make landfall in recorded history in southeastern Louisiana. The eye of powerful Hurricane Ida is going to come on shore near Grand Isle, Louisiana, most likely as a Category 4 hurricane, a high-end Category 4 hurricane, over the next 4 to 6 hours. This thing is going to be on shore in terms of the landfall by the time we get into the early afternoon hours. And unfortunately, this is not a good situation for the city of New Orleans. Let's zoom in briefly and then we'll go back to our tornado warning in Escambia County, Florida. There's the eye of Ida coming into areas near Grand Isle, and I tell you what, that thing is getting close, really close to landfall. Let's very briefly measure this so that we can give you an idea of how far this thing is from Grand Isle. There's Grand Isle, look at that. 29 miles to the center of the eye, and I would not want to be on the ground in Grand Isle, Louisiana. Let's go back over to LD2 and go back to our tornado warning, because again, the concern at this point is we could have a brief tropical-induced, or hurricane-induced really, tornado in the southern part of Escambia County in Florida. Possible tornado is very near Muskogee at this point, and what I haven't done this morning so far is use our high-res radar source on the iPad. Bruce, if you'll take me, if you have the iPad source up, if you will take me over there, I can point out exactly where this circulation is so you can have a better idea of what is happening here. And this is frankly just a mess in terms of what we're seeing right there. And when I say a mess, there's multiple circulations involved in southern Escambia County, Florida. And so unfortunately, I cannot give anyone an all clear just yet. However, these signatures are not as defined as the signature that triggered the tornado warning a minute ago. Let's go back in time on this radar source if we can. While that loads, again, what you're looking for here on the velocity source is a very tight couplet, and that would be indicative of potentially a tornado on the ground. We don't see that, but it's kind of hard to see these tornadoes even on velocity in a powerful major hurricane making landfall, because these are low-topped cells. In other words, the cells, the cloud tops, don't extend very high into the sky. And we'll back this up. That's what triggered the tornado warning. So you can clearly see there was an imminent tornado danger about 15 minutes ago, but now this has somewhat evolved, and it looks like this has become more of a damaging straight line wind threat. And so I say that to say, if I were you and I were in Gonzales or areas near Muskogee Road or Cantonment, I would stay in my tornado safe place for the next 5 minutes or so, and then I would imagine we're going to get some movement on seeing what the Weather Service is ultimately going to do with this as we continue to track this possible tornado. Tell you what, take me back over to LD2 and we'll show you the warning box one more time. Because again, folks in the northern part of Escambia County, Florida, near Walnut Hill and also near areas like McKinnon and also Barano Park, you are technically involved in this active tornado warning that's valid until 9:30 a.m. So you could have a possible tornado ultimately moving into those communities in the next few minutes in northern Escambia County in Florida. Let's look across the region. There is nothing going on right now inland. I mean nothing. There is some rain, but nothing in the way of anything that would warrant our immediate attention. And so if you're watching at an inland community, and when I say inland community, that means places like Chatham, McIntosh, Thomasville, Jackson, Monroeville, Evergreen, Bruton, Greenville, Andalusia, Florella, also Opp. Those places are A-OK right now. You have nothing to worry about in the interim in terms of an imminent tornado threat. Interim, imminent, that's a tongue twister, right? So again, let's zoom into our storm here in the northern part of the Pensacola Metro, because again, we're tracking a possible tornado that really looks to be more of a wind threat at this point. But nonetheless, you may have a brief tornado in through here. And if a tornado affects you, it's obviously a big deal. And so what we're telling you is be in your tornado safe place near Gonzales, near Cantonment, near Muskogee Road, also near County Highway 112 in Baldwin County, south of Gateswood at this point, at Barano Park. Those are the areas under the imminent threat from this possible tornado. Let's go back over to our NWS chat feed. Getting a message from Jason Beeman. Jason is the warning coordination meteorologist at the National Weather Service in Mobile, and Jason is indicating, like we've been talking about, that the initial circulation that prompted the tornado warning here in Escambia County, Florida, has weakened. However, he is indicating that another cell to the southwest is trying to organize just to the west of Inslee. And so what that would mean is this area right in through here. Inslee is going to be right here. We can zoom in and you'll see that on the map. There it is. Right in through here is going to be your possible tornado. And again, this is not a strong signature. There is nothing on radar that would support there being a large, violent tornado on the ground. However, there could be a small, brief, weak tornado happening in southern Escambia County, Florida, near Beulah, or perhaps just to the east of there, near Inslee, in this general area. You call this area Pine Forest. I believe that's the exit of Interstate 10. There's Pine Forest on your map. These neighborhoods, if you're in Pine Forest, areas near Interstate 10, areas just to the west of Carr City, out here towards Inslee and Gonzales, there's a big Walmart right in through here as well, north of 9 Mile Road, or excuse me, near Inslee. Please be in a safe place. Again, as a course of least regret, this is a tornado warning, so we don't want to play with this thing. We want to take it very seriously and do the right thing and be sheltered. Very heavy rain is starting right now, by the way. If you are near Muskogee or near the Perdido River out here towards Barano Park, this is a heavier part of this storm in terms of the rain rates, but clearly the tornado threat remains, unfortunately, over southern Escambia County, Florida. And have you had any reports in the comments of anything in terms of damage? You have not. Okay, so that is a bit of good news. And, look, just to kind of set expectations properly around here, this is going to be, unfortunately, the type of situation that we have all day, all night, and into your Monday. All right, so this is not going to be a deal that just goes away. These outer rain bands of these hurricanes can be immensely challenging, and I expect that we will have more tornado warnings perhaps as soon as this morning or this afternoon. So again, more tornado warnings possible. Don't let your guard down. Let's go back over to the iPad because we do see an area of concern right in through here, and potentially even a secondary circulation right in through here. You could have two tornadoes happening at this point in this tornado warning box. The Weather Service is not going to issue a separate tornado warning because they've already got one for this same area, but no doubt they're doing the right thing, keeping this warning going for a possible tornado that has developed over the last few seconds, really, near the Perdido River, near communities like Barano Park and also Cantonment. So again, what has happened here, the initial cell that prompted the warning weakened, But it looks like what's happened, let's back this up and I'll show you this. There's your initial warning prompting cell. It became more of a wind threat, and again, this is just broad, very broad in nature, but nonetheless, this may be producing a brief tornado out here towards Barano Park and maybe a secondary tornado back here towards Gonzales. Again, we've not given anyone an all clear just yet. We cannot do that at this point due to the fact that we've got kind of a back burner circulation that continues to develop just to the north of the Pensacola Metro. Perhaps you're just joining us. Let's go back over to LD2. If you are in Pensacola, especially on the northeastern corner of the Metro near Scenic Highway or areas near Cordova Mall, it's raining very heavily in those areas near Sacred Heart Hospital, near the Pensacola International Airport, near areas like Ferry Pass, near the campus of UWF, but that part of the storm is currently under severe limits. We're not expecting a tornado in those areas that I just called out over the next few minutes anyway. Possible tornado is out here on the northern side of the Pensacola metro area and lifting off to the northwest. And Bruce, I tell you, it's good news. I don't see anything in the way of damage at this point. And so, we'll see if the Weather Service decides to keep this going. I would imagine, based on the velocity signature, that unfortunately they will have to do that. Let's look elsewhere across the region because, tell you what, let's check on that storm in southern Mobile County. Take me back over to the iPad, please. And again, there's our possible tornado in Escambia County, Florida. Really two circulations, one near Gonzales, one near Barano Park, there near the Perdido River that serves as the state line between Baldwin County, Alabama, and Escambia County in Florida. We'll go back over to Mobile County, and all of this is just broad. So there's no imminent tornado threat in Mobile County, despite the fact that you do have very heavy rain ongoing near places like Theodore, Tillman's Corner, and Bayou La Battery, where you had the tornado warning earlier. But again, the tornado warned cell is this one, and it's for northern Escambia County in Florida, basically to the west of State Highway 97, which is right here. That connects Atmore down to Molino. Possible tornado is going to be down here near Barano Park, and also a secondary circulation has developed down near Gonzales. These are lifting off to the northwest. I keep saying lifting off to the northwest. What's happening? We keep seeing a repeat factor of this cycling deal where these storms are just sitting over the same areas and briefly spinning up, and they very well could be producing a tornado. Let's go back over to LD2. We'll put this in motion for you. And let's see if we've got any pictures or anything coming in from that area. I don't see anything from that specific part of Northwest Florida in terms of pictures coming in. It is so helpful for everyone across the region that continues to send in ground truth views of what's happening in your location. That is so helpful on Twitter, on Facebook. I want you to know we appreciate it. The photos, the videos are always immensely helpful, especially when we have ongoing tornado warnings like what we have on this Sunday morning in the southern part of Escambia County in Florida. I see some viewer reports coming in from this area. Christy Daniel is saying that wind and rain has really picked up on Muskogee Road. No damage in that particular area that they can see, which is certainly good news. Muskogee Road, by the way, is going to be right in through here on the map. This is Cantonment right here, the large paper mill on the west side of Highway 29 sits right there. Areas near Tate High School, Muskogee Road is right in through here. That's where your possible tornado could be, or really possible tornadoes, plural at this point, as you could have really two tornadoes. And I tell you what, those signatures are strengthening. Let's go back over to the velocity view, and you'll on iPad, please, sir, and you'll see that we have one circulation here and one right here. And these have become, over the last few seconds really, more defined. And so what that means is, if you are at Barano Park, no doubt about it, you need to be in your tornado safe place right now. Barano Park, be in that safe place. Same thing at Cantonment. Possible tornado is exiting out of Gonzales. It's not out yet, but that's going to be paralleling US Highway 29, coming into areas near Muskogee Road. Also, a bit of good news to pass along. Let's see if we can go back over to LD2, please, because I want to give you an all clear at this point. Look at that. You see that little area of pink right there? That could be a rapidly developing tornado very near that large paper mill near Cantonment, moving just like that. But the good news is south of 9 Mile Road. If you are south of 9 Mile Road in Pensacola, Florida, I'll give you an all clear. Pine Forest, also areas near Car City, areas out here near Bellevue. The possible tornado is now clearly to your north. So finally, we are seeing some northerly movement with this thing, and the imminent danger has now passed out of Pine Forest, Bellevue, Beulah, areas near the Interstate 10 rest area, also areas near Car City, and areas out here near 9 Mile Road. Those areas are okay and will give you a tornado all clear at the moment. You may have more issues later, but clearly the circulation has now passed to your north. Let's go over to our debris tracker product and see if we're seeing anything on correlation coefficient. Take me back over to the iPad, please. And again, right in this area, I realized to everybody watching, it looks like a bucket of spilled paint, and that's fine, but we're looking for a lowering on correlation coefficient, which we don't see. That's good news, but you may not get a debris signature in a situation like this. These are low-topped cells that could be producing two tornadoes. One is right here, another is right here. And so I hope you can kind of discern the difference in my voice. We went from a situation where we didn't really know if there was a tornado warning, or a tornado on the ground, I should say. Now this has evolved, and there could be two tornadoes touching the ground at this point. One near Barano Park, near the Perdido River. The other near areas like Cantonment coming into Muskogee Road. So again, the urgency here has picked up over the last few minutes, and we certainly could see a tornado on the ground in southern Escambia County in northwest Florida over the next little bit. Tell you what, if you will, Bruce, take me back over to LD1. We got an update to pass along regarding the center of this hurricane. Look at that. This thing is so close to landfall. This thing may make landfall before noon. That's possible. Center of the eye of hurricane. Just look at this eye wall. That is textbook, classic major hurricane. Southeast Louisiana is going to have catastrophic damage. There's no doubt at this point. This hurricane is going to be a potentially devastating hurricane for this area in southeast Louisiana, with the eye centered about 25 miles to the southeast of Grand Isle, Louisiana. If I zoom in real tightly here, you'll see there's Grand Isle. And so, again, 25 miles south of there, look at that. That is a ferocious Category 4 hurricane, bordering on the cusp of becoming a Category 5 hurricane. And just to set the scene, again, Hurricane Michael, 2018, made landfall in the Florida Panhandle as a Category 5 hurricane. Before that, it was Hurricane Andrew in 1992. That's a long stretch of time. So we're going from, 92 to 2018, potentially now 2021, when we could get a Cat 5 hurricane making landfall in southeastern Louisiana. This is a powerful storm. Look at how cold the cloud tops are across our area. That's probably why we're getting these tornado warnings. This is an outer band of this hurricane, a feeder band that's moving in. Look at those cloud tops right on top of that tornado warning. Let's go back over to LD1. And some good news to pass along, actually. This is good news. Despite there being evident rotation on radar and a good amount of lightning, the Weather Service has actually let this tornado warning go. So this is good news at this point. As of 9:18 a.m., we can say there's no active tornado warning, but I tell you, we're going to keep it going here for a minute just to be safe, because I wouldn't be shocked if we had to get another tornado warning for this area of rotation lifting off to the north. So again, the plan of action, we're going to keep our coverage going for the next few minutes at least, because lightning output has increased. You're seeing 88 strikes of lightning with this one cell. And oftentimes when you get a circulation that's producing lightning on the edge of these powerful hurricanes, that's indicative that you could have a strengthening mesocyclone. Again, I expect with a signature like that, we will probably get a new tornado warning for parts of northern Escambia County in northwest Florida and probably parts of Baldwin County as well, potentially including areas near Perdido, Phillipsville, which is right here, and also areas just to the east of Bay Minette. It looks like this circulation is going to pass to the west of Atmore out towards Nokomis. This may even include a part of Escambia County, Alabama. So again, new tornado warning may be issued shortly for this signature coming out of the Pensacola metro area. That secondary circulation, by the way, has weakened, and the possible tornado that we were tracking at Muskogee has kind of fallen apart. And so that is a bit of good news. But clearly this northern signature, I'll be honest, this is frankly a better signature than what the Weather Service warned for. And so we'll see if they're going to pull the trigger on a new warning shortly. What I'm doing is putting a message in our NWS chat feed to see if they are going to do that. That would be immensely helpful if we can get some confirmation. Look at that lightning source right in through here. I mean, you got 94 strikes of lightning in the last 10 minutes or so. That number right there continues to go up. So again, we're keeping our coverage going. No tornado warning as of 9:20 a.m., but we very well could get another warning shortly for parts of northern Escambia County, Florida, specifically for areas to the west of Walnut Hill. And keep in mind, your population density in through here is very low. It's not zero. We know that folks live out here. I frequent this area going down to the eastern shore a good bit, and there are folks who live out here. And so let's just see over the next few minutes if we're going to get a new warning. But while we wait on that, let's go back over to LD1. I want to put this in motion. You are about to be looking anyway, at a historic satellite loop. This is going to be a storm that rivals the intensity of Hurricane Camille. It's making landfall in a different part of the Gulf Coast than where Camille came in. Camille did more of a track like that and slammed into coastal Mississippi. Ida is going to come on shore in Grand Isle, Louisiana. One of the number one questions that I've had over the last 48 hours, really, could Ida shift to the east? No, at this point. We can conclusively say, no, that is not going to happen. This system has been pushed to the west by a big ridge of high pressure off in the Carolinas. And it's amazing to think about a weather system that's, hundreds of miles away in the Carolinas is steering this powerful hurricane, but that's what's happening. Eye of the storm is going to make landfall potentially as soon as noon or before near Grand Isle, most likely as a high-end Cat 4 or Category 5 hurricane south of New Orleans. And we are imminently concerned about the city of New Orleans at this point because this eye wall is going to be moving over that city in the next 6 to 8 hours, maybe even longer than that. Also very concerned about Venice, Houma, areas near Buras, Louisiana. This is Plaquemines Parish right here, that boot heel of Louisiana. It's the mouth of the Mississippi River right here. Very, very strong winds are happening, likely in excess of 150 miles an hour. And this is very reminiscent of what happened with Hurricane Michael in the Florida Panhandle only 3 years ago. And so tracking Hurricane Ida that continues to move very quickly towards a Louisiana landfall. Again, for folks in South Alabama and Northwest Florida that have hurricane anxiety, we are not going to have the eye wall of this storm. It is going to pass to our west, and that's evident here. Again, look at this. If it continues moving just like that, which is what it's going to do, it misses us off to the west. So we're not going to get that eye wall. It's simply not going to happen. I know that based on what happened with Tropical Storm Fred just a few weeks ago, the whiplash of that cone of uncertainty moving left and right was a lot to process for a lot of folks. Fred ultimately made landfall near Apalachicola and near Port St. Joe. Ida about to make landfall near Grand Isle. Let's go back over to LD1 because a bit of good news to pass along. The tornado warning is out for Escambia and Baldwin. So again, no more tornado warning, and this is the good news. This circulation has broadened out over the last few minutes. Look at your lightning. Perfect correlation there. Lightning going down. This system is becoming weaker. You may have gusty winds over the next few minutes near Walnut Hill, also near areas like Gateswood and Phillipsville as this weakening area of rotation continues to move to the north. But because we don't have any tornado warnings, it's time for us to say goodbye and go back to covering the storm in the Red Zone Weather app. Let's go back to LD1. And as we end our coverage today, watching Hurricane Ida. More impacts, likely locally, over the next few hours. I do hope you have a wonderful morning. Please let me know if you have any questions in the comments below. We will see you soon.
Be sure to find us across social media, and don't forget to download the free Red Zone Weather app and set up your customized alerts. Please support our Red Zone weather sponsors who make our coverage possible every single day.